want you to also.
I can't just relax, okay? And I don't want to make it about me because a lot of people, there's people who have been, fired for not disclosing their personal medical status, and then they couldn't collect EI. Okay, I was fired not for not disclosing my medical status. I was fired for attending the Freedom Convoy and streaming it there. And I'm going to chase that up. I've just been, very busy, but I'm going to chase that up, and I'm going to sue them. I'm going to sue them. I was chief technical officer for a mobile company here in Ottawa, 130 Slater, Get It Local, that was doing food delivery, and I totally revamped the team. It was really, really tight. When they fired me, they wrote a letter saying that I'm a supremacist, I'm a homophobe, I'm a misogynist, and a whole other litany of things. But many people face this kind of thing. I want to make it clear. Okay, I'm lucky. I live with my mother, my wife, my 5 children, German Shepherd. I got a blessed life. Okay, that's the truth. But a lot of people out there, they've lost loved ones, right, from having to be forced to take medical procedures that they did not want to or that ran contrary to other pre-existing conditions that they had. For me, my family came from India. We, believed that the West was a place where freedom reigned. And myself, I was inspired as a youth with American philosophy. I believe that was truly a philosophy of freedom, personal liberty that I identified with when I was about, I would say, 18 to about 22 probably, is when I went really, really strongly reading everything I could. Ralph Waldo Emerson. There's also this fellow, Thomas Sowell. I read this other book. I remember How I Found Freedom in an Unfree World, which is a book by a famous libertarian. And I got very inspired by all this, and I believe this is the way that I wanted to raise my children. I could see that the society was already degrading in ways that I did not like, and my wife and I decided to homeschool our children, so they've never been to a public school or any school. And now I can't just do my thing. I can't just work, put food on the table, and travel where I want to travel. Instead I've got to listen to government edicts. So we started paying attention, myself, Pan, and a couple other fine gentlemen from the war campaign, paying attention to the news every day. And here we are now, right? Here we are now, where the government is encroaching on every aspect of our daily lives. Again, right over here, Kieran Moore, just warning, 16% is absolutely not acceptable to me, he said, urging people to book an appointment. So, and this is from October 13th. This is literally from yesterday, 2:51 p.m., updated at 6:16 p.m. yesterday evening. You tell me. I'm going to read the chat. I want to see what people are saying here. We got hold line. I need to get a decibel meter just in case. Bond Pro, wow, good for you guys. Hail, says Laura Puck. Hail, sister. We got a hail from Dan Marshall. Hail, brother. This is what I'm thinking. I mean, Pat, freedom was supposed to be something. It was supposed to be our baseline, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, something that I think as an American we might even take for granted, too much of the time. And this has kind of brought it into perspective for me, what's going on in Canada, what's going on, in the United States as well. We didn't set out to get into political YouTubing like we were saying earlier. We were just bullshitting on the internet, essentially, talking about comic books, critiquing pop culture. But, we're here now, and Ro was saying to me privately the other day, he says, we're on the rails, we can't get off, we got to do it. It's our destiny at this point, you guys need to hear the truth. We all need to hear the truth, and that's something you're not going to get from mainstream media, quite frankly. So we really appreciate you guys tuning in.
We really do. Hail the chat, hail brethren. And we say hail for a reason, right? I mean, first of all, we believe in the ideals. Okay, that's the real reason for us. That's the core reason. Coming from, comic book world where you've got right and wrong, and you're trying to those ideals. You can hear my kids screaming in the background. Those ideals are something that you want to teach your kids, okay? And you want to have media that actually celebrates those ideals. Right? Honor. I mean, honor is a bad word these days, frankly. It's a bad word, but I believe, I think that honor is one of the cornerstones, right? You got to have that honor in yourself and your actions and what you do. Accountability, something that is integral, right? Accountability, something that we just see zero accountability with the politicians of today. Integrity, again, something we see with zero application or exercise, I would say, in the real world. There's a lot of application, but we're not getting that. And loyalty, which is loyalty to your family, loyalty to your brethren, loyalty to your own. And it's something here, and I'll be honest, I thought many times in 2021, at least 3 times, I was drinking liquor. I like to drink my some Scotch and Canadian whiskey. I got a 20-year-old Canadian Club. Actually, I think it's finished now. Fantastic drink. At the end of the night, just relax, have a drink, and I get into that mood. And there's probably 3 times. I'm not somebody who drinks when I'm angry. I don't like to drink when I'm angry or upset. But I was so distraught at the way the world was going, the way that our country was going, that I said to my wife, I said, we got to get out of here. And she was pregnant with our 5th kid, totally unplanned. But there it is, and I was ready to go. I was ready to go. I was saying to Pan, man, I'm ready to become a Mexican, cross over at Roxham Road, or just do whatever I need to do. Let's have an
Come
anchor.
to the States, have an anchor, baby. That's it. Yeah, I remember those discussions. That was back before the convoy and stuff. And I remember you just talking about how you felt alone. Until the convoy, you didn't know. You weren't alone.
That's right, brother. Didn't know. Felt like I'm alone. I know a lot of other people did. I felt I was a crazy person in a crazy world. And when the convoy happened, the Freedom Convoy, it was an awakening. It was incredible. There was such an outpouring of love, support, joy, freedom. Hold on one second. Hey, kids! Hey, Sue! Anyhow, and just such an outpouring of love and joy. And I brought the kids a couple times, my boys. It was incredible. It was probably one of the top highlights of my adult life. I got to say one of them, because you got to put marriage in there, and you got to put the birth of your kids in there, right? Otherwise, you'll catch an earful. But I'm telling you, it was an incredible moment for me. It was beautiful, and it lasted a month. Well, not a month, a couple weeks. It was incredible. And now you got
full in love and joy, but you had Sexy Lee that said it was like the movie The Purge, but she did admit she saw no destruction or violence.
She didn't live nothing. Here I am, right? I couldn't even take my wife to. So she had been sick. She had this ulcerative colitis. She had lost a lot of weight. She gained. I don't know why I'm telling all my personal story here, but here it is. Anyways, I don't usually do this.
Well, in the comic book world, we call that your origin story.
Yeah, exactly. And she lost a ton of weight in July and August, and she had dropped down to 75 pounds, and she just kept bleeding, going to the washroom. And she just, man, I was worried I'm going to lose my wife, mother of my 4 children. So we took her to the hospital, Ottawa Hospital, right? There's 2 campuses, General and Civic. Went to the General on Smith Road, Smythe. Hey, guys! I want to, just 1 second. And, I saw those encroaching restrictions every day, and I knew that they were going to start. They had, towards the end there, she was there 6 weeks, right? By August, I could see it. They were now asking me about my vaccine status, okay? And there I was, I remember there was all kinds of different stuff going around about faking it and whatever. And I remember that before they came out with the app, there was these PDF paperwork. I'm a computer guy. I said to my wife, I said, you know what, I can fake this stuff. It's possible to do this. But I decided I didn't want to do any of that. That's just not something that I wanted to do. And now we were lucky enough, right? By the time she left the hospital, and none of the stuff worked over there, none of the treatments. We ended up healing her with food. I'm very thankful. My kids and myself, we prayed a lot, and cooking every day for her, lamb broth, and yellow potatoes, believe it or not, to restrict her diet. And she came out of there. But Sexy Lee has no life experience.
Order à l'ordre. Order à l'ordre.
Yeah, I'll just finish my little story here quickly before this thing starts.
The commission is reconvened. La commission.
I didn't know my wife would be able to give birth in the hospital, okay? Because we didn't have any paperwork. And that right there is really what changed everything for me. And that's why I'll be ever thankful to the Freedom Convoy for bringing back our society back to a baseline. And now you're going to tell me that it was an illegal protest?
Mr. Commissioner, my name is Jean-Simon Schoenholz. I'm Commission Counsel. I'd like to call Kevin